Can you hear me today?
Yes.
Yeah. I think I needed to do the update. I didn't realize there was one. So I think that was the issue. Hi,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
Did you have fun over Christmas vacation?
Hmm?
Yeah,
Had a new American doll.
you did? Which one?
I forgot her
Her
name
name's
again.
Kindle.
Kindle.
So you have
I
Ashlyn,
don't know which one she is.
the Willy Washer or Wishers. I don't know.
I don't know. I have boys.
Yeah, I'm a tomboy, so it's kind of.
My mom never got me one. She was like, yeah, no. You're very lucky.
She was on a good list.
Yes. My mom's like, here, you can have your sister's old ones. You know, like that's what I got.
I'm the only girl, so like I had a lot of dolls, but not that one.
Yes, I see.
Mhm.
I always wanted Samantha, but never did get her.
So I'm starting this new like cleanse thing.
Oh
so
yeah? What a
I'm
good
just drinking. I'm just doing like a veggie like proteins.
Nice.
Drink like in the morning and lunch, and then I'll allow myself a cheat like dinner.
Right.
But I'm still like watching everything I eat.
How do you feel?
Hungry, but I'm good.
But good, right?
Yeah, I really want Mexican food, but can't eat it.
In time, maybe.
Yes, I had enchiladas though for dinner. I only had 2.
I want Mexican.
I don't blame you. I would not pass up an enchilada.
Yeah.
Tamra. Tamra. You're on mute.
There we go. Hi.
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 In the kitchen with Tamra today.
I know.
So excited. You know, I do a cleanse usually only once a year, and I usually do it in February. So I'm excited to see what you have for us today. Maybe I'll incorporate it into my annual cleanse. Although I feel like I should do it more than that.
Huh?
I feel like I should maybe do my cleanse more than just once a year.
Well, it kind of depends on how you're feeling. And, I do it quite a bit,
Yeah.
but I tend to stockpile. And so I like fast almost every week, sometimes once a week.
Wow.
Yeah. Just take a day off. So that's kind of what I'm going to talk about is some like versions of like way extreme to not so extreme to just some ideas of how to like cook differently for.
I love it.
Yeah. Not too crazy.
Useful.
Huh. Well, that's the hope,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Not everyone pull off the master cleanse for 15 days. That's a little much to say, do this.
No, I only made it for 4. The master cleanse, I did it after my brother did, and it came with a lot of warnings from him.
Yeah.
But now I usually do a juice one, and I can do that for 2 weeks, a regular juice cleanse. But the master cleanse, that's like a whole different ball game. I feel,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
A little extreme, but
well, you know what it is for me? It's that it's the same flavor, like
oh yeah,
you know, over and over and over again. Where the juice cleanses that I have done, they've been, you know, like they're the same ones every day, but they're a variety, like 5 different ones during the day. So it's like, okay, I can do that, you know.
yeah. Well, and that's the interesting thing is by the end of the master cleanse, I need so little of it because I'm just so over it.
Yeah.
So you're just like you're like, okay, you know, I'll take a few chugs and then I'll go. You know, you just kind of start to see that, you know, eating really takes about 10 minutes of your life. It's the cooking, but I still have to cook, right? So I still cook. And then while they sit down and eat, I beeline it for about 10 minutes and everyone's done, right? Or I sit there with them. You know, I really found that I enjoy the smell of food when I'm that, like, you know, even yesterday cooking, like I love the smell of it, even though I can't eat it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it's like that. It doesn't just like wrench my soul to not. or we would have a big problem. I wouldn't be able to do it if I couldn't, my husband's not going to cook for 15 days straight and, take care of everything. That's just,
I don't know any husband that would.
no, that's not happening. So yeah, we pull it off.
Exactly. It's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
good morning, good afternoon, everybody. There's some more people joining us, so we'll give it a little bit of time.
Okay.
We're excited to have Tambra here. Well, I'm excited because I was just saying that I do a cleanse every year, so maybe Tambra will give me some ideas, and maybe I'll start doing it more frequently. I don't know. You just never know.
Well, yeah, and it's everything. It's baby steps, right? And that's where, just some little teas or some little tinctures, and then just kind of gaining that momentum. And that's kind of what I want to start off with, is that just idea of it's all good, right? As long as we're trying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, the update for Zoom is so different, like the way it appears in the chat. I don't know if anyone else updated theirs, but it's like very bubbly and it looks more like, right? It looks a little bit more like a text message thread. The chat box, I don't know. Anyway, if you haven't done so yet, and you would like to enter to win our product giveaway that we have announced on Mondays, please put your email address in the chat box there. And if you have any questions for Tambra throughout her presentation today, just go ahead and submit it in the chat and she will answer your questions, hopefully.
Yeah. Don't know everything.
Yeah, we'll do our best. And if we don't have the answer for you, we will get it to you. Well, Tambra, I feel like I know that we are in a bit of a time crunch today, so maybe we should get started.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So I am Jonna, Regional Account Executive here in the Northeast. See a lot of familiar faces again. So if you weren't here on Monday, Happy New Year to you. And let's see. Oh, products of the month are behind me. We have actually 3 products of the month: the eye cream, the eye alive, and the crystal clear eye makeup remover, which I love. So Tambra, what do you have for us today?
Well, good morning, good afternoon to everybody. Happy New Year's. I'm just really excited to do this talk. I kind of thought this was a good topic to have after the New Year's, after we've eaten foods and some holiday cheer that maybe we don't normally eat. And so we might be feeling a little bit swollen, gained a little weight, things like that. So I just wanted to kind of give, I always try and keep it encouraging. So kind of my thing, the past couple of years is my husband and I have really tried to live what we know. And because of kind of my life path of living in tarps and, just studying from all these different people, even with Epicuren, some of the doctors and scientists that we met along the way, I've just kind of gained these patterns in my life. And I just thought it would be a nice thing to share some ideas of how to de-swell after the holidays. And I just want to encourage all of us, I know we all want to get on this new path and do these new things, but to kind of meet our lives with a mixture of grace and strength. And so grace, just give yourself some kindness, give others some kindness. I feel that we all really need that. And so we're going to we want our body to change quickly. We want to see these results quickly. And so having a little grace in life right now is really going to help us sustain. And then some strength. And so, I've been through psoriasis and eczema, had some pretty good sicknesses in my life. And when I tell my story, some people say, well, there's a really good sign of perseverance in there. And it's finding what works for you and being willing to experiment and listen and change your patterns. And that's kind of part of the idea of change is uncomfortableness. And often we avert, we don't want to be uncomfortable, but uncomfortable means you're in a place that you don't really know, right? So you're entering new territory. So there's something really wonderful about being uncomfortable, but it can bring anxiety. And I feel we all have a lot of anxiety right now. I think it's building in a lot of us. And so I think having good plans and good executions, so that can bring that good virtue into our lives of we're leading a good path, we're doing the best that we can, And hopefully that would calm some anxiety. So knowing that you're taking care of yourself and you're doing the best that you can. So that's kind of where this is coming from. So when I wanted to talk particularly about de-swelling of the body, you know, and it's because when you're swollen, right, your joints ache, your blood pressure is actually up, right? And then you kind of retain weight and retain water. And so it just is an uncomfortable feeling. And so there's natural diuretics, they're called, and they're what pull that water out of the tissue and help you flush that away. And that really helps with the swelling. And there's anti-inflammatories that I'd love to talk about another day, but this today is kind of more that de-swelling idea. So believe it or not, to de-swell, you need to drink fluids. So your body has accumulated some of that salt and sugar and processed foods, and it's not letting your nutrients in, and it's just holding on to water. And so actually flushing water and to help move that movement through. So just upping your amount of water intake and some unsweetened teas. So teas are good. Then there's kind of hot cold plunges, right? And when I was in New Orleans for the first time, I was eating all the spicy, lovely, salty, wonderful food. And the next day this is crazy town, and I was still gonna go back out. So I did a really cold plunge in the shower, and I was like, oh, I feel so much better. So I've been continuing to do cold plunges. And so, you know, getting your ankles, getting that lymph started. So have the cold water hit your ankles, let that lymph go, get your armpits, get your neck, get your back, and then run out of there, right? So a cold plunge can also be good. One of our ex-employees, Jessica, she posted about just doing an ice facial. And so sometimes when I wake up in the morning, if I'm really swollen, I'll just grab a couple ice cubes over the fridge or over the sink, sorry, and just run an ice cube over my face to kind of de-swell, shrink my pores, kind of get that lymph going. And then we also have our espresso lemon slimming oil, right? So we never forget that. You can use that and then do the gua sha or the gemstone rollers, you know, when those are nice and cold. So those could be a good way to kind of flush the face and get that cold, so that lymphatic drainage going. Another way to help is just to drink lemon water in the morning, right? It flushes your liver. It helps start to alkaline the body. So I always just have a pure lemon juice in the fridge. I add it to my Soul salt water. I could talk about that another day. But just first thing in the morning, some warm water, some lemon juice, and that will help to start getting the body to flush out those toxins, flush the liver. And then we can also go into teas. So I make my own of ginger and turmeric, but there are ones that I also buy over the counter that have dandelion in them. And so this is a prebiotic dandelion. So this one doesn't have any caffeine in it. So yesterday I fasted all day. I drank only water, and then I drank this tea in the evening. And it just gave me a sense of warmth. There's cardamom and cinnamon and ginger. And so I just drank that in the evening. And so having some herbal teas, this one has caffeine, it has matcha, green tea. So there's some really good teas out there, and elderberry for immunity. So right now, a lot of what I'm talking about is also going to help boost your immune system. So these cold plunges, you know, so keeping our body strong is really important right now. So keeping the liver and the detox happening of the body. So the reason that dandelion is so good is it's high in potassium. And potassium is a natural electrolyte in the body that actually helps push the sodium out of your body. So getting a lot of potassium right now will actually help the body flush, push that sodium out, and it carries nutrients around the body. So there's dandelion, but there's also sweet potatoes, bananas, yogurt. So there's potassium in a lot of other products as well. So having a good herbal tea would really help. Then cooking style. So today I'm fasting again. And then what I do, if I'm going to do a 2-dayer or all the way, so I just did the master cleanse in December, and I did it for 15 days. And that's the one where you drink the lemon juice, cayenne pepper, and maple syrup, and you drink only that. And when you come off, your system really needs to be gently brought back up to speed. So I always create a broth, and then I just drink the juice. And then the next day I'll start eating the vegetables with it. So I just wanted to briefly run you through my version of the tea. And I do have, this is called Rest Your Tummy Soup. And my mom was having some health issues a while ago. So I took her to an Ayurvedic practitioner, and this is her recipe. And I have this and then another one that's radiant and raw. And it has specific foods that have silicone, sulfur, zinc, manganese, iron. So I'll send the pictures of these two with me along with so this gives you an idea of if you're going to make a salad, here's how you make sure that you hit all those nutrients. So I'll send these along for later. But so in my rest my tummy soup, I generally start with, so you get your beets, but I get the beet greens as well. So you cut the beet and then you end up with these nice, see the red vein in it. So the red beet greens, so save to get the bulk and get the greens, because the greens and the beets, so they lower your blood pressure. They help infuse oxygen into the blood. So your blood takes up more oxygen, so your lungs expand, you breathe better, right? So they actually help athletes. So athletes help to have a tendency to eat a lot of beets so that they get that oxygen infused in their blood. So beets, carrots, red pepper, I throw that in. I always do. So ginger, it's a pain in the tuchus, right? So I don't even peel it. Just cut it into slivers so most of the meat is seen, because I'm not going to eat it anyway. So just cut some ginger and throw it in there. And then I do turmeric as well. Now you can get it in a powder. The powder doesn't really assimilate into the soup so easily, kind of sits on top sometimes. So do the same, cut it lengthwise, right? So you get a lot of the meat or the insides into the soup. And then if you're going to do turmeric, always do it with black pepper. So curcumin and turmeric, they need each other. So throw some black pepper in there, and then you'll just boil this. And then I have kale. So you boil your leafy greens, your heartier leafy greens, and then just let that boil, and then take it down to a simmer for 20, 30 minutes, right? So let it really get those juices. And so a lot of the minerals and the nutrients are now in the water. And so then you just drink that broth. So I always add my water. My brother sent me this coaster for 432 megahertz, if anyone's ever heard of that. So it's sound waves in your water. So we can get really crazy around here. People come over and they're like, what is going on? But it's fun. All right, so that's your rest your tummy soup. Ginger, garlic, veggies, roots, good water, and some turmeric and garlic and ginger if you got it, right, to help get that digestion going. Then, last but not least, I also wanted to throw the idea of a pesto. So here's my, okay. So in here, I have parsley and arugula as my base. And the reason why I did that is parsley is another natural diuretic. It's really good for us. It comes sprinkled on the top of your meals sometimes, right? No, it's so hard to eat a lot of parsley. I don't know how to get, so over the years I've developed like, well, a pesto, someone finally told me it doesn't only have to be basil and a lot of Parmesan cheese and pine nuts. Like you can do a pesto out of all kinds of stuff. So over the years I've started to use pesto, parsley, cilantro, spinach, arugula. So use some of those herbs and foods that maybe are hard to eat a lot of to get the nutrients that you want. And it's not a tea and it's not a soup. So a live pesto. So I do the base of the parsley and the arugula, and then garlic, of course, and then pine nuts. All right, so pine nuts, they're high in vitamin K and magnesium. And this pinoleic acid that's in it, it lowers your LDL cholesterol, your bad cholesterol, and it's an appetite suppressor. So pine nuts are actually really low in calories. They're a really good nut for you, and they have all these vitamin nutrients, and then they actually help with appetite suppressant. So what I do is I toast or fry up on the pan, not fry, but heat up, and then some walnuts, right? We know walnuts are really good for us. So that magnesium, which is that nutrient that helps the stress hormones in the body. And when we're stressed, we pull magnesium out of the bones, right? And so we actually need to really increase the magnesium uptick of our body during these stressful times. So Other foods that are high in magnesium, I had a few we might want to know. So quinoa, tempeh, dark chocolate, whole grain, seaweed, avocado, beans, bananas, nuts. So they are in all these wonderful foods out there. So please try and increase that. And then so I will warm the nuts and toast them so they have a nice flavor. And then it's something savory. So I do this veganaise, or a vegan cream cheese, or if you want to do cream cheese, or you want to do Parmesan cheese, that's fine, right? So some kind of savory, like creamy, to kind of hold it together. And then I like something salty. So, spicy, I'm sorry. So spicy. I put jalapenos, I put habaneros. I don't know how far I want to go with this. I didn't have any of those, but my husband got this really cool hot sauce that has actually mango, and cloves and thyme. So it should be, and garlic and black pepper. So it should be a fun mix. So I'm going to make mine. And so then it has a little bit of a tang. So sometimes in a sauce, I'll make a spicy and add a sweet note, right? So if you're going to add some spice, add a hint of honey or a hint of maple syrup, kind of whatever you want to do to kind of bring that sauce together. But in a pesto, I just kind of want it to stay savory. I don't want it to have a sweet note at it. So add a little, now in this sauce will be salt, I'm sure. So I'm not going to add any extra salt, but you can always add salt to kind of bring that flavor to life, and pepper. And then use it on organic, I love almond crackers. Believe it or not, they're super good. So any kind of whole grain cracker, dunk your vegetables in it, right? I've always told you about sweet potatoes raw, right? The new carrots, do that, right? So just ways to kind of get all that live food and nutrients into your body. And so that parsley is really going to help pull and help with that diuretic action as well. So I hope I gave you some ideas for teas, soups, pestos, live food that's gonna, but yeah, so just if you want to fast or take a break, normally I do once a week, I will just drink water. And I've tried intermittent fasting. I don't feel that it gets the flush done that I'm looking for. So I have to go the 24 hours. Now, some people, that intermittent fasting works really well for them. So I just haven't found that that's good for me. So I'll do 1 day or 2 days. It's after the holidays, so I thought I'd do a 2-dayer, and just to kind of show what I do, to kind of just keep on it and stay healthy, I guess.
Thank you, Tambra. Now I want to start mine early. I was saying in the beginning that I usually do a cleanse in February. I guess that's how I celebrate my birthday. I have no idea.
Well, that's a great way. Yeah.
Right, now I want to do it early. I love these suggestions. And you're going to send out your recipes?
Yeah.
Because
I took pictures of them, so
Valerie would like us all to just take a road trip to you.
yeah. We'll do a cold plunge in the river. It'll be great.
This sounds amazing. We could have a retreat at your house, a wellness retreat.
Yep.
And Jody was saying about how her what she eats really affects her skin, and I know that for me that's true as well. I'm sure it's true for everybody, really, but I find that really is helpful doing the cleanse to kind of clear up any congestion I am having.
Yeah.
Is that the same for you?
Yeah, well, and that's the idea of kind of alkalining your system, as well as, so meats, cheese, all of those processed foods and very protein dense foods are all acidic. And we overload our system with this acidic, base. And so the broth is, it's all these greens that are all basic, right? So we're kind of bringing, and that's what the lemon juice, so bringing the body back into a base. So then the nutrients aren't getting sucked, so it's a good time to let the body assimilate nutrients, let go of those toxins, and kind of bring back that like little bit of homeostasis. So it's just a day of rest. And that's why, it doesn't have to be this big production, but it's a wonderful thing, and I just recommend do it on a day that you're busy, right? It's really hard to sit around and do nothing, right? So luckily my days are, yesterday I was cleaning the shower and homeschooling the boys and working, so you just stay busy and it flies by. And it's amazing what a day will bring. You know what I don't know.
Thank you, Tambra. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And we have more great classes or sessions in store for you next week with more Ask Our Experts. Sean Paul, would you like to let us know what's going on next week. Oh, he's drinking his Dunkin' Donuts. I don't think that's part of the cleanse.
No, this is actually, when Tamara was talking about the tea with dandelion in it, I do tea with dandelion in it. And because of the kidney operation, I have kidney specific tea that I do. And then I have hibiscus that I put in it too. So yes, I brew my own tea. I'll show you. I'll do a whole tea segment for everybody.
Yes.
No, I just reuse the cup with a reusable straw. Doing my part, you know. So anyway, enough about me. How about you? Next week, Monday, our buddy Kevin is going to do an express espresso limon treatment on a model. So we're very excited about that, to be able to provide that info to all of you, that amazing treatment that I can't talk enough about. And then on Wednesday, it is Windows to the Soul, because our product of the month, we actually have 3 for January, are our eye care products. We're going to talk about some inventive things to assist with eye care. And our friend Lisa, our director of education, will be speaking on what causes under eye darkness, inflammation, and things like that. So we'll kind of intersperse some product information along with some great info from Lisa. So we're very excited about, again, another week of Zooms.
Very exciting. And we do have a wholesale offer for you today, 10% off your order. Sean Paul, the code is?
The code is CLEANSE.
Cleanse. So 10% off your wholesale order. And we will see you back here, the same Zoom link and the same time on Monday. And don't forget, Mondays are our product giveaway. So don't forget to join us. If you didn't put in your email address yet into the chat box, if you could just do that so that you can enter to win. And if you'd like additional entries to win, hashtag Epicuren Expert. So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Tambra.
Amazing.
My pleasure. Hi, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good week.
You too.